sunshine, and this is the Playground Experience. We have our lovely co-host here, April Williams and Kathy D. Today's topic, I gotta use my cue card today: positive momentum and how to hold the line. We know with everything that's going on, it is a lot of things going on that pretty much tell us to kind of get off track. We know that we need to really kind of anchor down no matter what the circumstances are. We don't care about the energies or what people are talking to us or saying to us, that we have to find that way to kind of keep on pushing and pressing on regardless of what is going around in our surroundings. Not even on the outside. They're showing me a storm. They're saying also in the center of it all too. You've got to find that calm there and how you can be able to keep that momentum going even when you're standing still, even when you're moving forward, even when you don't see your way, you still have to press forward on that. So that's today's topic, because I think that's something that we really truly need to have, because we have, again, we got this Lion's Gate that's coming in, and that represents so many different energies also that are coming in as well. And we need to get prepared for that. And especially we're in officially in Lion season, which is the season of the heart. Understand that we got our own Leo here, April Williams here in the house, in his house, and she is also. So we know also with that. Wait, hold up! Somebody go get the
Oh,
lion tamer.
me,
Somebody go get
me
the lion
too.
tamer. She's out of cage, y'all. So we know that we have to use that, especially and prepare, because this is lion season, which we're in the heart, finding courage to do things. And so this is a very good topic, I think, and very poignant for the time that we're having now. So I'm gonna pass it on to my co-host so they can kind of go on ahead and put their own 2 cents on it, and as far as whatever things that they see about what we're talking about today's topic.
Well, guess what? If you're here, you made it. If you're here, you've done the work. If you're here, we thank you. Please like and subscribe. Anyway, uh, Twin Flame Journey ain't no joke. It is not for the week of heart Leo season. And guess what? Even if you feel sometimes like your heart is weak, well, you got to. So, if you're feeling weak, they're probably feeling strong. And if you're feeling strong, they're probably feeling strong with you. All right. We're not going down that negative rabbit hole. Um, the main thing about staying in positive momentum is being okay with being when you feel like you're not. And when you feel like you're not, at least you're able to acknowledge it versus you a year ago or 2 years ago when you weren't even acknowledging the dark aspects or the shadow self. And we're shedding this, we're purifying. And this is clearly what's happening, especially now with this Lionsgate energy. All of us are feeling the tug and the pull. And look at what's happening externally in terms of politics and all this stuff. Because as within, so without. So, my main thing with maintaining positive momentum is seeing what is actually holding us back and slowing us down. Um, Divine Sunshine was so kind enough to create a circle. And in that circle, we've been able to explore so many things. And I know Kathy D has a ton of tools or little things we can do to kind of get out of our own way. And that has been kind of like the real deal, holy field of maintaining who and what is my true essence. And so, sometimes the negative self talk, sometimes some of the mantras that were repeated at you from when you were a child, or, what you absorb through media, through your eye gates, through your ear gates, even little lyrics and music can sometimes start to, what they call it, an earworm, can sometimes start to pick away at you. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
aware enough, you allow yourself to kind of release and detach from that. And that is one of the ways I myself in positive momentum. I also like to keep my body moving. Like when I feel really stiff, I don't feel free in the mind. Pain gives you kind of a what you are thinking or what you're feeling, you attract, right? So I've learned that okay, if my body's stiff and hurting, I need to figure out how to relax, how to stretch, how to open up. And, obviously there's several layers because we're very spiritual women who've got gifts out the wazoo. But we work with our temples. We have our holy temple and how to keep it purified, how to keep the mind pure. Now, I'm not saying I don't ever think negative thoughts. That's not even close to reality. But I know how to navigate with them and through them and what they're for. And sometimes, I hear something, oh, that's just my ego trying to protect me or keep things the same because I know I'm onto something. Or, oh, I just stubbed my toe. Oh, this pain. Oh, and I should have left this there. And I start picking at it. It's like, no, you know what? All this is here to make me slow down and say, where am I cluttered inside? Where am I, where am I stubbing my inner toe? Okay, that was kind of weird. Anyway, that was a weird analogy, but I think you understand where I'm coming at it.
That wasn't weird. I got that. Matter of fact, I like the understanding of you saying the big toe like that because we kind of often do that. So no, I time it wasn't rabbit hole material.
It's a gopher hole, just a shallow little.
There you go. Okay, Kathy D, what's your take on?
Well, I like adding on to what, April had said. The main thing we have to do is, like, if you've gotten this far in the journey, you've got to be okay with being where you are. And one of my favorite mantras, and especially when things are seeming hard or seeming tough or difficult, everything is happening for me in perfect time. It's not happening to me. So hear me on that. It's not happening to me. It's happening for me in perfect time. And that's what we've got to, remind ourselves of, that it might not be happening like we want it to, but it's happening for us in perfect time. And the last thing is, definitely trust your body, trust those feelings, and sit with them. And that's probably the hardest thing, especially when you have things like fear and things like that. But sit with them and then ask yourself, is this mine? If it's not, send it away. If it is, then investigate it. Where's it coming from? And, to keep that momentum going, there are some things you've got to do. And one is definitely, you've got to have union with yourself. That's the first thing. And I don't care if this is a twin flame relationship, a soulmate relationship, or just in general, you want a relationship. You have to have union with yourself. You have to be okay with who you are. We hear it all the time. Would you date yourself? And that's where you've got to be with that. And then you've got to have that union with the soul family. That means you have to let people in and trust that unconditional love, to understand that they don't have an ulterior motive. They just want to love you. And when you get to that point and you really feel it, it's the most amazing thing in the world. And you think to yourself, why did I wait so long for this? And the last one, ladies, and if we have any gentlemen out there, whoever, DFs, that are leading this adventure, get rid of your karmic, whatever it is. You're going to sit there and complain about them and what they do. You are them and they are you. And I saw, when I was on vacation, I saw the coolest sign and I took a picture of it, and it says, I am my beloved and my beloved is me. And I was like, and actually that was in an Amish store. So I'm like, okay, they were onto something here.
Yes, the simple life.
Just the simple life. And that's it. So get rid of it. Whatever it is, if it's a karmic parent, a karmic family member, a friend, a partner, if you've got one, a lifestyle, something. Evaluate your life. Sit down and look at it and say, where are things just not, when I wake up in the morning, do I think I don't want to do that? And then reevaluate what it is. You could get up and think, I got to clean the bathrooms. I don't want to do that. Well, I don't know anybody that says, I get to clean the bathroom today. But if your family doesn't respect it and they go and trash it, then of course you don't want to clean it because you're going to have to do it again. So then you need to reevaluate some things on how you handle. Maybe it's time for them to clean the bathroom. Um, but evaluate these things. Everything that you say about, your DM, there's a connection. So find your unions, get rid of your karmic, unconditional love, and take care of you. I heard Tarot Boss today, and I don't know if it was from a couple days ago or when, but he did one. And it says that we're going to be queens when the DM comes in as a page. So if you knew that was all that was holding you up, then get there. You know what you know, what you know, and you know deep inside what you need to do. We've got to quit being afraid. We've got to quit being meek. And we've got to stand up and be the goddesses that we are. And that's how you keep that momentum going. You focus on you. Take that energy you'd put on him and focus it on you.
Beautiful.
April, I felt something. Did you have some aha moment?
Well, yes. It's like a moving Venn diagram. I'm all about Venn diagrams. I'm a big, big. Out of when they taught us how to take notes, I was all about the Venn diagrams. Okay, so human and goddess and the circle overlaps, and when you fully step into your full divinity, you have stepped and accepted your full goddesshood. Now there'll be times because it's shifting and moving. There'll be times when it pulls itself apart and you go back into a little bit of your triggering or your wounding. But that's what the goddess says. She pulls it out. She says, "Hey, let's look at this. How did it serve us? How can we now change it into what we really need?" And while Kathy B was talking, I was thinking about the mirroring. And I heard people talk smack about their counterpart, right? Which is clearly not what you want, right? Because you don't want somebody talking smack about you in the relationship. So you get to look at that and you get to turn those words into what am I doing that is similar or same but different, right? And it might be in the form of even a karmic relationship you have with yourself in your mind, right? You can be totally hard on yourself. You can be very unforgiving about yourself. They're very critical, or even about work. You know, there's this. I love Patricia McNealy, and she mentioned the time for like we're all empaths for a certain extent, right? But the time for over empathy and using it as an excuse to prevent yourself from doing things. That time is over. We do not need to just because someone is feeling such a way, we can't take away someone else's emotion. We can't change how they feel, but we can change how we relate ourselves to their situation. And so if you're caring for people and you've got kids in the mix and stuff, and the kid's having a temper tantrum, you don't decide you're going to have a temper tantrum with them because nothing gets solved, nothing gets done, right? Um, so how do we do that with our own selves? And we can't use it as an excuse. We're not going to allow it to be a distraction for self-sabotage. Well, I was so busy helping my friend or helping so and so that I didn't take care of myself. I didn't honor myself. And if you need more time, that's fine. But you get to see where you have been holding yourself back, why you've been allowing yourself to have compassion fatigue. Um, Understanding your stars. It might be even part of your astrological makeup or even your numerological makeup. I was close. Anyway, the hammies? Anyway, Caribbean. Um, these are all really bad SNL jokes that I'm living. But it's not to be self critical, it's to be aware so that you can change. There's a lot of aspects of ourselves that we may not know, and it's a perfect opportunity to explore and get to know ourselves better. Because it's truly as we begin to understand ourselves, we begin to understand the underpinnings and workings of others. And our twin, if you're not in union already, you know that you have trigger points. You know that you may have bounced on and off each other. And for those that are stepping into the journey and want to get into union, really know yourself so that when you do meet your divine counterpart, you don't push them away with the parts of yourself you didn't want to acknowledge. because it's very much so a possibility of self-sabotage. So if you can embrace both the good and what you consider to be the bad aspects of yourself and have self-acceptance, you can step into that connected space of union with flow because you both are allowing each other to both be human and divine. And as you do that, you out process the parts of the human that were, I would say, that need to be flushed out, and you get to step into divinity together. So,
That's a very interesting also concept. You even brought up, and not even for momentum for yourself, but then also thinking about forward momentum when you're with your person as well, of how you are bringing in, you got to get rid of that karmic energy within yourself, even you being in a karmic relationship, a situation, a third party. You know, I always, some kind of way, always when I dream about it, I think of it like some stank. It's like some energy or some kind of smell that you got to kind of get rid of, and you don't want to come there with both of you all with that, the essence of whatever that you came from, that you're bringing that into you all's union. So you have to bring, in order for you to do, is almost again like they saying that repelling. You want forward movement and you all going together, but if you all are still holding the baggage or the karma or whatever, how you're not going to really truly get that forward movement as well in that. You have to really truly be anchored into who you are truly. I see this card that they're bringing to me about hiding your true identity, hiding your true self. That causes you not to be able. Is a card that has one person looking this way and another person looking this way, and she's shielded with this sheer um, red kind of fabric on her, which means, you know, you really have to, some things that you have to practice in order to get that forward movement. You would think about, you've got to anchor down to, this is what they're showing me. And then you having those true identity. You don't know where you are. You're splitting off and going into two different separate directions as well. And so that's why you got to really kind of hone yourself together to know what is your vision, or where are you actually, your intentionality or your purpose, where are you seeing yourself going? Because again, if you don't have it, you'll fall for anything, or you'll find yourself scattered all over the damn place and not knowing which way you're going. So that is something that, again, when we talk about that positive momentum too, we have to think about, where are we going? I mean, some of us on this twin flame journey, let's just be honest, you didn't got tossed around all over the place. Kathy D, we talked about that earlier. And you know, I think I know where I'm going, but then I listen to this and it's like, hell no, let me just stand still. Okay, no, I think I know where I'm going, and then this happens. It's like, no, well, let me just stand still. You've got to find a way that, even no matter what's being said or whatever you see or whatever's been done, that you are grounded and rooted, and you're not finding yourself being like that card split off and going into two different separate directions. When you know and you center it in and you have that purpose of the, for me now, I've been studying like mantras or this affirmations, things that help me to create that positive momentum to say, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, I'm wonderful, I'm beautiful, I'm talented, I have a voice, I'm blah blah blah. Then I'm moving from that point. Everything I do, I move with that energy, regardless of. And so it doesn't matter what's being thrown. If I watch this video, okay, that don't resonate with my affirmation, my mantra of today. Today I'm gonna have a clear up confusion mind. So that right there is confusing me, because I just listened to that damn video about yada 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 or whatever it is, and then I'm like, I got to keep on my focus as far as what my mantras and my affirmations have been for that day. So that's another thing that kind of helps you with that forward momentum. You got to know who you are. What are you standing for? What is your foundation? Because we're getting kind of tossed around here in this emotional storm, or you call these planetary storms or retrograde or whatever that you want to call it, because you're the one that really determines whether. Because, like I said, I've experienced that before. All damn retrogrades is going, and I remember I didn't know nothing about it, and that was the best time between myself, finding myself and union with self, and the DM that I ever had it, because I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's why I say you got to set the intentionality as to where you're going. You got to know who you are. Source is bringing me that card. They say you split off in two different directions, and you got to set off to know Who are you? That's the question you should be asking. Who am I? So that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying there. Yes.
That's it exactly.
April
Yeah, you
is
have to
trying.
ask yourself, who am I?
Right. To get that forward momentum. Because, like I say, you just fall for anything in the
All right, everybody,
process.
let's drop in. Let's drop into our bodies. Everybody, let's
Okay,
move.
we try. Oh,
Tap your
snap. We
feet,
try.
tap your feet, clap your hands, feel your arms, just kind of let it go. I want you to sway back and forth.
Can't get up. I got this thing
Woo.
read.
Go in a circle in one direction with your head and your belly, and now let's go in another direction. Now that we see where we are, now that we see our physical, not only our beautiful, beautiful temple, but our physical, where we're stopping points if you have any stiffness in the hand, and we are protected, right? And we're going to do our bubble, our little egg. And then we're going to just take a deep breath in. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your abdomen and your pelvic floor, and release. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze your whole center in, pelvic floor, and release, and let air come back in. Then we'll do that one more time. Let that come in. Now this is you. This is your core. This is your center. This is your space. Now a lot of us can, with the breath, release the thought. We can release the word. And you can come into the stillness. And then from here, this is where you can build. So if you find yourself feeling like you're overwhelmed, you find yourself feeling like you're out of sorts, come back to this space. Real easy. 3 breaths, 3 squeezes, and here we are. You open up like this. Open up, open your eyes, tap your heels, tap your hands, you're back. This is all we're doing is maintaining integrity of self, coming into alignment with ourselves so that we know what we can trust the universe for our next move. And we're not reacting out of emotionality. We're not swinging ourselves from left to right because somebody's yelling around us or whatever. No, we're now within ourselves. And if you got to put headphones on because there's a lot of chaos going on, putting on some kind of music or even drumming or whatever works for you, you got this center. You got your space. You got a space of clarity that you can come back to in 3 breaths. Okay? Well, enjoy that. It's easy, easy peasy. So we're gonna tap. We're gonna ground in.
I felt myself floating. I'm like, where am I?
It's good to put your feet on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna take 3 fingers. This is a Donna Eden trick.
Yeah.
Take a moment. Yeah, but your sternum, you do it.
Where am I? I
Time
can't get right on the necklace.
Okay, yeah. Don't hurt yourself. The point is to
And
come.
another great thing to do is record your own voice saying your mantra over and over if you're finding you're really having trouble with it. If you're having trouble, like mine is, everything happens for me in, perfect timing. If you're having trouble with that, record it in your voice and listen to it as you go to sleep. Put it on loop, or if you don't know how to do that, just record an hour's worth of you saying it over and over and over again. It's not going to hurt anything, but listen to that and get it in there, because that's going to help build that up subconsciously, because our emotions and so things that we are talking ourselves out of are coming from the conscious, not the subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So we need that stronger. If you're going to think about a muscle, think about your subconscious being your stronger muscle than your conscious. And that's where your truth lies, and that's where you are. And as soon as you grab onto that root of believing that, that you're beautiful, that you're gorgeous, that you're smart, that you're abundant, that you're wild, don't just be abundant, be wildly abundant. What is it? Jupiter 11 says, I'm obscenely abundant. You use these great words. Grab a thesaurus, look them up. Use these great words, because that's what we are. That's really quit. We got to quit playing small.
True.
You got to look at it this way. The chances of meeting, when you look at it, and I've done like some reading and some research and all this on it, what they say, the chances of actually meeting your twin flame, it is quite rare when you figure how many people are in the world. And so the fact that we have, in some way, shape, or form, either energetically, whatever, in person, over the internet, however, but you have an idea or they're out there, you're above the curve. You're above average. Don't play it small. Build yourself up, because you are. That means, and you know what? You need to remember it this way too. Even when things aren't going great or aren't going like they should, remember, you're above the curve. You're above average, and you have something spectacular. Not average, not mediocre, not okay. You have something spectacular to do for the human race, for our planet, for our world. And you're needed.
Come on.
Remember that.
And
So when you're trying to figure out who you are, remember that.
that you are worth it. You are worth your time. You are worth your energy. You are worth your focus. You are worth that self-discipline, right? Because the self-discipline keeps you in momentum. That self-discipline keeps you getting towards whatever goal you have set for yourself. And, there is no real escape. There's only embracing and facing it. And it's okay if it's not so pretty, but it will change. It will become the beauty that is you. You were put here to assist Earth and her assist Earth and her frequency. So just be glad that you're here to even see that you do the work. And when you have, let's say you have a realization or something that seems really dark or heavy, congratulations, because you can clear it now. If you didn't see it or feel it or experience it, you could not be able to change it. And I'm not talking about changing other people. I'm talking about changing yourself in your relationship.
Yeah, you can't change other people.
I mean, the karma can even be a job that you hate, that brings you down every day, or see certain people that clearly don't have your best interests. Being too nice, like a Passover pop, like just letting things kind of go through the wayside. Allowing abusers to stay in your life, even if they're subtly manipulating you, you get to stand up for yourself. And the thing is, it will change. And it's either you and them and that relationship and that dynamic changing and how they speak to you changes, or you even step yourself into another space. Because, like Kathy D is saying, this is happening for us. And I'm so thankful for that. So thank you. Happening for me. Positive momentum, baby. Sometimes positive momentum can look like a dark night of the soul. And we get to be realistic about that. And you can reach out to people, but also realize that it's an inside job. Nobody can take away your pain or suffering. You get to process it and then allow it to become different. You are not your story, but it sure does feel like it sometimes.
And that's so true. We've got to, and remember, like Friday is our live Q&A. So write down these questions as they come to you. If you've got questions about how do you figure out who I am, or what do I do in this situation, we're here. And, you've got the three of us that can answer these questions in every one of our journeys, every one of our dark night of the soul.
Has been extremely intense, but we've been there to be able to support each other through it. What's beautiful about having a triad of women is being able to bounce this off of each other, and that's the thing. We're also holding each other to our higher standard. We know what the other person wants for themselves. So if someone repeats a negative mantra or something like that, we say, hey, that's not where you're at. Hey, I hear you saying this, and that's old paradigm, you're slipping, come back to us. And it's like, oh yeah, thank you, I'm the queen of like language correction for the universe, right? Like, I'm the universe listening to you. What are you saying? And would you say that to your best friend? Would you say that to your child? These are the things that make, these are the questions that allow you to open up into being kinder to yourself and allowing yourself to flow with your actual journey.
Yeah, it was something else they brought to me. I had to let my dog out. She's like, I won't go out. Another thing for forward momentum they had brought to me was also gratitude. They said gratitude is also a way of helping you to make sure that you get that forward momentum, because the more that you're thankful for, the more things they throw in your path. It's almost like they're showing me again. What is it like? Sometimes they like put like if you don't know what your next step is, it's like they put like another stone for you to step on and another stone for you to step on. So each time when you give gratitude, that is another way for them to keep forward momentum into your path of where you need to be going. So they're helping you, guiding you by giving you the next steps to do that. So also this practice doing that as well, to keep yourself with that positive momentum as far as giving thankful for everything. I thought about Kathy D before I had to leave. The last thing I heard was she saying, out of all of the people in the world, be grateful that you have made contact, whether it's 5D or 3D with your divine counterpart. Because again, there's many that have not, and just you knowing that you're a twin, you're ahead of the curve too. There's some walking around there unbeknownst and not knowing their role as well too. So that's something to give yourself also, like I said in class, give yourself a pat on the back. So that's something else that you can also give yourself a pat on the back too. And gratitude helps to keep that forward movement as well with that. So I just wanted to add that too.
Do you have anything about maybe the energies for what we can do to help stay on momentum or stay positive?
Uh, well, I do. I have these new cards. I've been told, they told me I needed to work with water. My new person that I've been working with that has helped me.
Mhm.
And she was saying that, and I thought about you saying about the goddess of water and flow. And she's like, you need to work with that more. You're not. I'm not gonna be like Dream Queen and have a glass of water and look at it. I haven't tried that out. I'm not gonna try. That's her niche. But I was like, okay. She's like, no, you need to have water with you while you're doing that, because you and water work well.
Green
So
Queen's Green Queen's pretty amazing. She doesn't actually need the water. I watched her intro video about how she does what she does. She does it as a medium of expression, so that you
yeah,
understand it's coming from
exactly.
somewhere versus her just like.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
you got
What
some
I
chill.
I seen her also look into it and use the candle and look at the water too and be able to kind of to see.
True.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what you mean by medium of expression.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And so when I pulled the cards, they said in order. Ooh, I got to right. Awareness. In order for us to have that, so this is what this the
It's a
little
cute
mermaid.
card. It's a
Yeah,
voluptuous mermaid.
yeah. She reminds me of my little shape. This is what I'm talking about. And I know skinny. I don't know why Monique, the comedian. Them skinny itches. I don't know why they keep outside. They're like, hold on a sec. Is this a spiritual show or what?
We was talking about booties the last one. Did you check
Right,
it?
that is true. That is true. You missed out on that, Kathy. And
Oh
The
no, I watched.
and then
the
so
physical is spiritual.
my mom was watching. Out of all of them, that's the one she watched. I'm like, what? She said it came up on her daggone phone. She said, well, I guess I better watch. I said, oh hell. And we talk about booties all throughout the damn show. All throughout. Booty, booty, booty everywhere.
Well, you
So
got it from somewhere.
yeah. So this is called, we got awareness there. Oh, I got my little thing came off. And then also, I've been doing good, but that's all right. I'll do it over again when I get upstairs. Let me see. Is there anything else? Okay, tell the source. What's something else that we need to have? Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Oh, and it says hope. And she got a rainbow in there a little bit too. So if anybody rainbows mean anything, I see it in the background right there too. So to me, it's like you got to really get into it. This is water. All this is water. This is dealing again with emotions as well. So they said we have to have hope. And that's going to be also a driving force to keep us with the momentum. Because we like some people, you seen, and the Kathy, we both seen in the comments too. F this venture. I ain't doing this journey no more. Well, okay, you've lost that too. That stops you from having that kind of form momentum. So if you have that hope, that's also a nice driving force. Ooh, where's the one that's driving? A nice driver. Ooh, not that one. I got to find it right. That's also a driving force to kind of keep you, push you forward as well on that one. Okay. Was there anything you wanted to add before we close out?
Nope. Just make sure you got your questions for us, because I know this is a confusing
She's
kind
talking
of a.
muted.
No, I'm not muted.
We each have individual issues that we are working through, and if you need some guidance or some place to go to kind of communicate this, and we were available on Friday for the live to ask questions with this topic, because each of us have different layers, and it could be from the past, it could be from the present, and all have different skill sets. And one of the major things, that people can do is get in alignment, body, mind, spirit, and realize that the physical is divine. So if you're in constant pain and you can't even think, then we need to work on that. We provide a space to help you, especially if you're going through stuff and the doctors can't find anything and there's all this stuff. This is all ascension issues. These are all spiritual and or twin related issues. So please come with your questions. We'll be here on Friday.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. The true. All right then. As we close out on this edition that we have of the playground experience, make sure that you hit one of these lovely ladies here. We have our own Kathy D, pineapplefishlifecoaching.com. Make sure that you hit her up. She can share some of her Jedi mind tricks that she has for you to help you with your daily lives and help you to create that momentum through the mind that we talked about. So make sure you go to pineapplefishlifecoaching.com as well. And then also hit up our own Hawaiian goddess made for this golden life.com, Golden Lifestyles Unlimited. Make sure you go there to hit up her nice meditation. She helps you also with the body clearing, so getting more in touch and more anchored into your body, which we talked about too as well, to help you find your identity and not to be all over the place. Make sure that you hit her up too, so she can help you with that positive momentum as well. And then you also have me, your own Divine Sunshine. Go to divineunisouls11.co. If you want a reading, I've also had my biggest thing that clients are asking for now is a transformational reading, which is helping you to understand what is source seeing that you need to, areas that you need to transform yourself. And that's also good for what we're talking about, keeping that positive momentum as well. So if you're interested in with that, go and book that. But you also, I believe in the holistic approach as far as getting all areas of your life in order to help you push that momentum, which is again to get your spirit, your body, and your mind together. I gotta go this way. For your mind together as well. I did good with that one. And so get all of those areas, and that's what's really is going to have that carry on that big push to go into your next level in ascension. So if you would like that, go to Divine Unisouls 11, get the playground experience for $92. You get an hour experience with each one of us and some bonuses on top of that. There's no way you can get experts for 3 hours for that price. You know that. Even you get your Blue Cross and Blue Shield ain't gonna help you out with that. With that amount of money. So make sure that you come and hit that up. You come up with the concept. If you have an area specifically that you need help with, you do it, and we will come up with a program surrounding that concept or idea that you bring to us. All right. Also, you like the good stuff that we bring in here on this channel, make sure that you click like, share, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can get information about when we go live or when we have also posted our videos about the playground experience. All right then, Kathy D, get us on out of here.
Wishing you your best life ever. See you real soon. Bye.
All right. And April
Stay
comes.
blessed. Stay golden.
All right, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Nama go. All right, mwah, love you. All right, until next time, see you this Friday in the sandbox.
Aloha.
In the sand. Bye.